Hello, I'm Sue Shapcott, and today I'm back in the practice area that I grew up playing golf in, and I want to go through a basic pitch shot technique. So the shot where you're trying to get a lot of loft on the ball, shot that spends more time in the air than it does on the ground. Okay, so I've got a sand wedge here. You may be able to tell from the colour of the grass that it's summer here in England. We've had a hot summer, so things are pretty dried out. And when the ground conditions are like that, then you need to have a club not only with a lot of loft on the face, but it needs to have a small amount of bounce on the back of the club. Now, bounce is simply kind of how much area there is here at the back, how much the back of the club sticks out. And when you've got very dry conditions like this, then you need a bounce that is pretty low. So my ideal bounce for ground conditions like this is probably between 8 and 12 degrees. Anything more than that, then you're going to have trouble getting the club sliding underneath the ball without it bouncing off the ground. So that's the first thing to consider. Do you have a club that has the right characteristics on it for the conditions which you're playing? Now, once you've decided you've got the right club, there's a couple of things that you need to get right. And the most important thing is using that bounce of the club to hit right around where the ball is. So get the bounce of the club right at the bottom of your swing, and the bottom of the swing being underneath the ball. Okay, so that means that you're not just trying to hit the ground, you're trying to hit the ground in the right place so the club can slide underneath the ball. Now, what you can do to help that along is on your backswing, then you need to feel that the toe of the club, this is the toe right here, the toe of the club is pointing straight up. So that's indicative of the club face being open when the toe is pointing straight up. If the club face goes back like this, that's closed, and you're going to really struggle to get any height on your pitches. So you're going to get the toe up on the backswing, and you're going to get the bounce of the club hitting in the right place. Now, the other thing about your setup position is that you want to position the shaft of the club so that it's pointing right in the center of your body. So you don't want the shaft leaning forwards. That's going to deal off the club, so you want the shaft at the center of your body, the ball position centered, the weight even, and you're going to get the toe of the club up on the backswing and then slide the back of the club underneath the ball. And to make sure that you can check, see if your club face was open, I think it's a pretty good idea to finish your swing with the face of the club pointing up towards the sky. So that's going to tell me if my club finishes this way, then probably it was open at impact. So let's give that shot a go. So I'm going to get the toe of the club up, and then I'm going to just slide it straight underneath the ball. And I've got a nice bit of loft on that. Now, once you start getting the strike correct, so once the strike is consistent, then you can start worrying about your distance control. But unless or until you get the strike consistent, then it's literally impossible to control your distance because you don't know how the ball is going to come off each time. But let's say you've been working on your technique and you're pretty confident on your strike, then you can start worrying about distance control. And people ask me, what controls the distance? And quite simply, it's a combination between the length of your swing and the speed of your swing. And for different people, it's probably going to be a different factor that they use to control the distance more than the other. But it's going to be a combination of those two things. So some people may find that they keep the speed of the swing the same, and they change the length of the swing, so it could be, you know, much shorter swing for short shots, longer swing for longer shots, but they keep the tempo very slow. For other people, then, you know, they may keep the length of the swing the same and just kind of change the speed, the tempo of how fast the club is moving, and that can be their way of controlling the distance. But you know, probably in reality it's going to be a combination of both of those things, a combination of the length of your swing and the speed of your swing that's going to help you control your distance. And so once you've got the technique right, then you can start worrying about your distance control. And you know, you would practice that just by trying to hit the ball different distances each time with each swing that you're making. But the starting point is getting the strike right, getting the bounce of the club in the right place, getting the bottom of your swing in the right place, keeping the face open, and then you can worry about distance control. Thanks very much for watching, and check out some of our other videos.